Hello guys, this is Dimitris Karipidis, and today I want to make another kind of video that most of you are not accustomed to. I am a DJ and producer from Greece, and I think I can give you my 2 cents on new ideas, new startups, product development, and generally how I view the business world. My background, I think, should be mentioned. I have worked in different fields and in different companies here in Greece. I think I want to give you my 2 cents on product development. I will give my 2 cents on marketing, on capital invested, on your new idea, and many other things. So please stick to the video and I think you will find it useful. Let's say you want to start something new, something on your own. The number one thing you have to understand is the product development. Of course, as a new entrepreneur, you will find yourself in a very difficult situation because the product ideas nowadays are pretty much unlimited. Me, as someone who makes money both on the online and offline world, I can give you my recommendations on how to think about that. I want to give you the mindset because I'm talking with so many people at my age or younger or even older. I think there are many misunderstandings on how to make actually a business working. So the product development is the very first thing. You have to get it right. Whatever you're selling has to be at least industry standard quality. My first tracks when I released music are so shitty. There are really beginner music. After many years, I produce music now for 7 years. I am at a point where I make money out of my music. At first the product is really bad. So as a new entrepreneur, you really think that your product is the best. We all think our product is the best, but it really isn't. How to solve that? You have to ask someone that's in the industry and someone that is not in the industry to tell you their real opinion. So make sure they are not like your best friends, because your best friends will tell you that it's really good, that it's gonna go to the moon, and many other lies but basically they do it not to hurt your feelings. Basically the outer perimeter, the outer circle of you, a friend of a friend, will give you their honest opinion. The product has to be very good. Next, after you solve the product development phase, you really have to know and understand at least that you need to market it. I hear it all day long. They say that the product is going to sell on its own because it will be very good. First, your product will not be very good. That's the hard truth. I'm so sorry to tell you that. And second, it will never ever sell on its own. Basically, you have to create the mechanism for it to sell on its own. The main problem here is that most of you do not understand what exactly it means that it's going to sell on its own. Unfortunately, my 2 cents is that for the first 100 sales, you sell it yourself. Think digital product or maybe a service or something like that. You have to sell it through your friends and family and close circle. That's the first 100 sales at least. So you made a little bit of money, hopefully. I hope you are not at least in debt. At least you made a little bit of profit. Hopefully you will sell the first 100 things or 50 to be more realistic. But then the problem arises that now you have to find new customer. Please, if someone knows any way to take customers for free, please send me a DM. We're going to make a lot of money. Since that's not the case for most of the times, you have to understand that you need to push your product or service to the world through social media, or at least through some way of collaboration and dealership that you're going to do between you and influencers or someone else that has at least a bigger circle than you. This is I think most of the times the main problem after the product development is here. The problem is that the entrepreneur thinks he's going to sell it without spending a dime, and that will lead me to the other chapter, the capital invest. I get that most of us, me included, don't have a lot of money, so we do not actually want to risk losing it. I get it. I don't get the mentality that you want to make money out of something and not putting money in. The excuse here is that you're going to put money in after you will make, and that's another reason most of the young entrepreneurs and young ideas fail. There really are very few cases that you can make money without putting money in. You say you're going to trade it off with your work. That's basically the same thing, because your work hour costs you money. I have understood that with time, the money you're going to put in is going to solve some of the problems you're going to work with your own hands. So I'm so sorry if these things don't make sense, but it's the way I understand them. It's very important to put at least a little bit of capital, meaning money, in the start, because if there are basically no expenses, this means that I can do what you do as well. So you have to create a barrier, you have to create something simple but effective that will basically prevent any other person that's going to try to take your stake in the marketplace. So you have to figure it out for yourself. At least in my industry, music industry, it means that I will have to put money in for a computer. I will have to, if I want to be a DJ and producer, or pretty much any other thing in the music industry, I will have to at least a couple of basic programs for music production, for video editing, for my socials, and basically the tools that I will have to buy in order for me to execute the plan that I will have. So the capital invested is the third piece of the puzzle that you guys get wrong most of the times. I want to talk now a little bit about the pricing. The pricing of your product can pretty much vary in huge, it can have so much difference than any other competitor. You can have a higher price if you at least have something different than the competitor. You sell sneakers, if you can deliver them in one day, I will pay you more, that's for sure. In an exchange that someone else has it, let's say 20, 30, 50% price lower, and delivers it in a week. You have to find at least an edge and start pricing. You do not want to compete on price going lower, because you will eventually reach zero. There really is no money to be made when you sell products at zero. Do not be afraid of pricing, and usually you do not want to compete on pricing because it's a race to the bottom, to the zero. You do not want to do that. Next is network. I think your network is your net worth. Most of the people don't understand that. If I have 10 homies, 10 of my friends, and I don't do business with anyone and I just drink coffees, then I'm at a very bad place, because I could spend my time with someone that I'm going to do business with. So I don't want you to start unfollowing your friends, but please be careful about your network, because it can get you from one place to another. When you try to build at least something in the beginning, it's very difficult. I say to all of my friends, and at least someone I know, that when they start something new, I will be the first one to buy whatever they're selling. I want to at least be supportive to my network. Next one. You guys get that wrong so often. I don't have any good reason why not a startup or a new idea collaborate with something that really exists out there and push it and make it, let's say, go out in the public at half the time you would do that alone. I don't get why you wouldn't share the profits with someone that's going to bring you more profits in. I think this is way more important than yourself building it alone. If you can find at least someone that has done it, or someone that does something similar, you could stick your product and service with him. That would be easier for you, and definitely the other person benefits, because most of the times you can both profit for a new idea. And if you stick that to an already established business, already established person, I really don't get why you guys won't collaborate with anyone. This is a mindset that I really don't understand. Most of the record labels that I signed, at least the bigger labels until now, I have signed them with another person. That's a collaboration. It's not unethical, it's not unfair. We are two producers, we collaborate and we close a bigger label. Otherwise we will never ever achieve that on ourselves. At least now. After a certain point, maybe I would not collaborate so much and take all the profits from the track alone, but currently I can split them, divided by 2 or by 3 or by 10. Otherwise my profits are zero. I hope that makes sense. Almost finishing this monologue. There is always a risk, I get it. It's very, very difficult to start anything on your own, especially nowadays on the internet, because there is so much competition and basically you're going to do the same thing with a little bit of variation. But I think, because I'm a very, very optimistic person, I think that if you stick with what you do and you really believe in it, it doesn't matter if I tell you that it's very, very difficult and you might not achieve what you want. I think in the end, if you persist enough, you can do it and you can make money, and which is the primary reason for starting it in the beginning. You have to focus on making money. This will de-risk whatever you do. The easiest part of the equation is to spend money. You can build websites, you can build these shops, you can go on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and use paid advertisement, you can pay influencers. This is the easy part. The difficult part is where you make money, which is what you should be focusing on. All in all, I think that this video might not get as many views as I would like it to be, but it's my thoughts and it's the way I operate through the world. Generally, I think that a new entrepreneur can make a difference in this world, but you have to be very, very, very careful about your decisions. And if you follow what I think works, at least you will have a mindset that you will not expect that much. Hopefully, if something goes wrong, you will not be discouraged, and hopefully if a couple of ideas fail, maybe the third, the fifth or the 10th one makes some money and you can solve most of your problems. I am by no means a super successful DJ and producer and entrepreneur, but it's the way I see the world, and I think it's a better mindset than all the other elements and the other conversations that I'm doing with my circle, at least. Generally, I hope this video helped you. You disagree with something, please write it down in the comments. I am Dimitris Karipidis. Thank you.